Herkese selamlar arkadaşlar. Noire'in yeni bir bölümüne hoş geldiniz. Oyuna kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son cinayet büroya atanmıştım. Şimdi bakalım neler olacak. Ta ilk başlardan giriş yaptım. Bir oyun menüsünü falan da görelim diye. Altın kelebek. Devam. Altıncı bölümüyle
Detective,
kaldığımız
I was
yerden
first on scene.
devam ediyoruz.
Show's over. Keep moving, all of you.
Çıkın abicim buradan haydi.
Clear this area immediately.
Come on, you can tell me.
This is a
Haydi.
secure area. You all need to leave.
Git lan.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got
Kardeş
promoted?
gitsen artık. Olay mahalline geldik. Burası tamam. Önceki bölümün sonunda yeni bir olaya girmiştim. Oradan şey almıştım. Bitirmiştim videoyu. Şimdi olay mahalline bakalım da oyun niye bir kasıyor gibi geldi bana.
Can't be much
Bunu
help to you,
çözemedim.
Phelps.
Hayır, 30 FPS.
Oh, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
FPS sabit mi?
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
30 FPS sabitmiş lan. Ben hep böyle mi oynadım acaba? O bir tane link olması. Lan bunu yaptık ya.
Victim a white female Jane Doe on Hill Street. Possible ID of
Kaydetmedi mi?
Ligature mark is very
Distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
Reported by who?
Ha pardon. Bir an aynı makam diye hatırladım da.
Thanks very much for your help.
Değilmiş tamam. Çok özür
the
dilerim.
stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Aynı şekilde öldürüldükleri için sandım ki
This mark, a cut on the finger.
Fourth finger, left hand, a wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
Detectives, RNI says a Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. Could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Abi çantaya baktık.
You want nice, pretty pictures for your case report? Sure you do. So leave me
Similar
alone.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad he wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
Yani çok emin kendinden ama ben bilemeyeceğim ya. Ha burada bir şey daha var. Ha burada. Nerede bizimki? Gidiyor.
I knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
Officer,
This is a crime
please tell me
scene.
what's going
All
on.
of you move along. Show's over. Keep moving, all of you.
Kardeş nereye gidiyorsun lan?
What do you think?
We have her ID.
You can drive.
Address. Someone at home might be able to tell us something more about her.
You're behind the wheel.
There still might be some playing the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If it doesn't work out, then
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
she was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Hasta ya.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back.
Çocuğun yanında sigara içmeseydin.
Sit tight.
Bu ne alaka?
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
Maybe if... No.
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
Yüzük.
No sign of a wedding ring.
Ha.
Work boots. Size 8s.
Son bir mutfağa da bakalım. Yardım edeyim mi?
Nope.
Kesmenizde. Bulaşıkla değil hadi. Her bu kadar niye ötüyor bu? Helikopter niye var?
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
I know it's painful, Michelle, but this may be important. She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Your mom and dad never got angry with each other? They were happy?
Well, not like the movies. Not like you read about in books.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You've been very brave.
Hey! What?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Muller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Yalan söylüyor.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Muller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
Niye mi?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
Güzel de.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Yalan.
You got any way of confirming this story of yours?
You son of a bitch. You
Wow.
come here making all these accusations.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Çok tedirgin ya. %100 yalan söylüyor da. Kanıtım ne?
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
Eşiniz önce dövülüp sonra boğulmuş. Size göre kanınız karıştığı için eşiniz sarı başka bir yerdenizle karıştığınızı uyguladınız. Ne söyleyebilirim? Yalan.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in L.A. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Kaçıyor. Kaçıyor değil mi?
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
Şu ağaca takılmasaydık da görebilseydik şunu. Kadını sen öldürdün.
This doesn't look good.
Teşekkürler.
I can explain the blood.
Açıkla.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Sam's taking me on the phone for the weekend.
Aylin cebe çıkmadılar.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
Badge number 564.
Checking for you, Detective. Go ahead, Detective Unit.
Can we get Ray Pinker and the
Belmont
technical
High,
services team to a house at 130 North Bonnie
West
Bray
2nd
Street?
Street.
Send someone
Thanks for
down
your help.
from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K. Inform Detective Phelps at the coroner.
You know the way.
Waiting.
You can drive.
Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KTPL.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy who was pretending to be
I'm
dead?
surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, fellas. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some lives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical out of me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away that way.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Oo. O işte abi neyin?
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know. Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
Hem de ambulansla.
You've got to be kidding.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
11K, go ahead.
11K, see the janitor. A green 1946 coupe registered to a Mrs. Hugo Moeller has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. 11K, code 2.
11K en route. Step on it.
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the dance.
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now. Hey, you!
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
Nereye kaçacaksın? Hayır, nereye kaçacaksın? Kardeş yolun sonundasın. Nereye kaçacaksın?
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you Okie motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like them a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
Bu işte.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Üstü açık araba yok mu ya?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
Belmont Lisesi'ndeyiz zaten. Oğlum lisedeyiz zaten.
Hey, isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
He's dull as dishwater, but I'm not with him for the conversation.
Whoa! Easy! The only reason some people get lost in stars.
Grown men playing at being.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed? Great. How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole?
Çok tatlı gözükmüş. Ya abi liseye geldik. Tamam ama. Ha, şu arabaya bakacaktık ya. Ben de diyorum ne yapacağız? Al işte.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here. The overalls are stenciled HN. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Çağrı merkezi. Okey. Ama bu kadar yavaş koşarsa yarın sabah 2026'ya falan yetişiriz. Oyun duydu herhalde.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Mahler homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thank you.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Abi kocası yaptı ya. Yani belli ki.
Can you drive to this one?
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole? You've got to be kidding me. We're driving this? I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Mueller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for me.
Mantıklı.
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. Are they ready?
Moeller's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Boys, really come through.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
Hala boy diyorsun ya.
You're down on your luck, Eli.
I've had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters, HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Oh.
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean.
Çünkü HM'de çalışıyor, üniforması yeşil.
Any old rope will do me fine.
Convoy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping, am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie hitching braid. It stays tied.
You killed Mrs. Mueller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. Ain't done nothing like that.
Yaptın. Kardeş yaptın.
You're a liar, Eli. You needed the money, so you killed her.
I've been around some, son. Got some evidence that proves I stole that butterfly from that woman.
Var.
I done told you I found that pretty thing. I never stole it.
I don't like you, Eli. I think you're an evil man. I think you try to pass off your pain to other people. I can't make you for this case. But my consolation is that I don't think you will be out of prison for very long.
You can count on it, shitbird. By the way, Eli, the captain and the hat squad would like to talk to you next. Any idea what they might want to talk about? For my money, Hugo Moore is our number one suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
Ya onlardan...
So what next? Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Gözlerini kaçırıyor ya.
Are you going to tell me what I want to know, or do we have to take it out of you in lumps?
Give it your best shot. I can take whatever you're throwing.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the Army.
Do you know anything about braided ropes?
Some. They're mainly used for mooring lines, hawsers, you know, that kind of stuff. We don't have much use for them in the machine shop. We use chain hoists.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. Hugo Muller, I'm charging you with the murder of your wife. You'll be arraigned and taken before a grand jury. Book him, Rusty.
With pleasure.
Tutarım lan. Hadi. Araban Chrysler. Bence doğru yaptım bu arada.
I have to say I'm disappointed.
Aa,
I stood in
gerçekten
front of
mi?
a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution, and you bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case will come when you've revived your faith and ability. Now get out of here!
Aa, yanlış yaptı. Bence de öbür adamdı bu arada. Öbür adamdı bu arada. Sıradan dava kapandı. Arabayı ben kullanmadığım için dava
Phelps! We captured 2 regular armies. Lieutenant! Phelps, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank. I'm in charge here, Medier! Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen? They're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There is no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
あなた方の階層と名前を名乗ってください。
第44大部隊所属兵だ。
キスマ何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we are fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the U.S. because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Ben de senin neyse.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Food wasn't great. Good night. You can drive. He wants a 5-star car.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Ne boş yaptım ya adam.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Üçüncü.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker.
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Kiss the blood, BD. Lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force. Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered.
Yeah. We know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mel?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Ne alaka ki?
May as well follow the trail. Same as a library card.
İyice sigara kutusu falan ne alaka ya? Bunun amacı. Bir amacı mı var?
Help me
Take a
out.
look around and see what you can find.
On it goes.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch. Keep
Any
looking,
ideas?
Phelps. We get enough and we can start retracing the killer's steps.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Keep
I'm at a
looking,
loss.
Phelps. We get enough and we can start retracing the killer's steps.
Kardeşim burada tiyatro oynamıyor, ayı oynamıyor.
This is a secure area. You all need to leave. Clear this area immediately.
Going on?
Show's over. Keep moving, all of you.
Haydi, haydi.
This is a
Boşaltın.
crime scene. All of you move along.
See him?
Oğlum kadınlar gitti, erkekler burada. Hadi lan.
The lady cut up like a dahlia.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
5-3.
Where are you taking us? Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new MO. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident. Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
The trail points up.
Ha, bir tane daha bir şey. Yüzük.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
Boya mı lan o?
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this. Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown. You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going? It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPenta, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am. What are we waiting for?
A smashed window explains why the place looks tossed. So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
$30 takım elbisemle girerim içeri.
Charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence. Okay, we have an address. We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Young man?
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Come on, Mrs. Lepenti, you must have some idea.
Maybe a movie? Maybe church. She was a very religious girl.
Az önce dindardayım dedim.
You've had a break-in?
No, that can't be true.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace.
Bak ya.
That's about all of her jewelry.
We didn't find any jewelry upstairs. You haven't pocketed any evidence, have you?
That's outrageous. Are you accusing me of theft?
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
I've said it right from the start. We should come down hard on the husband. Let's check his place out.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Out of the car. Police.
You can't do this.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure. A woman taking control over his life?
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. Makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy who was pretending to be dead?
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Asansör yok mu ya? 100 mü lan burası? 200.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got 100.
Now look, I don't want no trouble, see?
Ne oluyor oğlum?
I got nothing to say to you.
Come quiet.
Ya oğlum polisiz lan. Ay senin kontrolleriniz senin.
Phelps, this Phelps.
What do you think? I got nothing to say to you.
Oğlum bir dur artık.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Bir işi de o yapsın ya.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Evet.
We should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors. And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Kapa çeneni lan. Finbar'ı nasıl okuyayım? Uç. Neye öttün yine? Ha.
This will take some explaining.
Ben bulanmış gömlek.
Don't think this is anything.
I'm stumped. Ideas? Search the place. Just one solid piece of evidence and this is done.
Çekil lan. Başka bir şey yok abi ya. Yok. Çöpe bakayım.
The El Dorado. Just picked fruit market.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
No good. Nobody here.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Hello?
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. We should check it out.
Is that all you needed, Detective?
What now?
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars too. We should check it out.
Devamlı müşteri derken şey mi? Bara. Ha, burayı kullanamıyoruz. Arabanın nerede olduğu umurumda değil.
You're behind the wheel.
Aynen. Oradan kapı açılmıyordu zaten. Aynen. Ya şuradan kapıyı açtırmadın yani. Vay be. Vay be.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. Oh, what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Hey, get off.
Divorce papers. Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Doğruyu söylüyor gibi de hiç yardımcı olmadı ama.
Where did she
Şöyle
go?
diyeceğim o yüzden.
Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Bu sefer doğru söylüyorsun aga.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Advice?
Search around. If Antonia was as messed up as we hear, maybe she left physical evidence as well as witnesses.
You ought to meet Joe's buddy. He's nice. Really.
An Englishman and an Irishman and a Scotsman.
So what
walking in the
next?
Bar. Bartender looks up and says, "What is this, some kind of joke?" A waitress. Can I have another spoon?
You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time, honey.
eggs running.
Gonna see your married man again?
You drove me up to Mulholland.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Sir, do you work here?
Sorry, pal, just making deliveries.
From where?
Just Pig Fruit Market across the street.
The fruit market delivers here?
Yeah, sure does. The Mexes love a little slice with their tequila.
We found a crate a lot like the ones you're wheeling there, except it was filled with booze. You know anything about that?
What? No, we deliver all over the place, officer. No telling where the boxes end up. Excuse me, I have to get on with this.
Fine, thanks.
Say, honey, what time do you get off work and dating?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Message from Captain Donnelly, Detective. Your presence is requested urgently at Central Station. A new letter from the Dahlia killer has been found.
Thanks, ma'am.
Him, the cop in the news.
Hiç oraya koşamayacağım.
I'm sorry, sir. Police officer, I need your car.
Şoför götür beni gittiğin yere.
You can't do this! Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. You seen the body? Fucking cased his nozzle way into the guts. Every prom queen, every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
Bu saatte nasıl kapalı lan? O herifle konuştuk, buraya gelmedi mi?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And where exactly are we going?
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Those vice boys get any on the side? Coroner says it's gonna be at least a week to get an idea. The early bird gets the worm.
We got a stakeout down on second later tonight. Jeez.
Merdivenden inemiyor ya.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all this fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Have changed my mind. You would not give a square deal. Fuck you, BD text.
Upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nut job's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Don't need this?
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
Mesut ne yapıyor Mesut?
Coroner says it's gonna be at least a week to get him out. This guy must have escaped from
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something, or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Geçen gece de dün
Around
gece.
midnight, maybe. She didn't stay long.
%100 yalan söylüyor ya.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out and I went out after her and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford Coupe.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Acayip endişeli ya. Yalan söylüyor.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you. I wouldn't accept a divorce.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
We got a steak ad down on 2nd later tonight.
Güzel sorguladım. Öbürüne gidelim.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
So, the fruit market was the last stop off Antonia made. Let's go.
Now if he throws strips off me at the grand jury, Hayes got thrown out.
İnterview biri arıyoruz kardeş, dur. Aa, burada kimse yok mu?
Hey, I gave his wife a tax.
Şu sebze hali niye kapalı?
Can you guide to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
Yine kapalı olursa...
What's your read on Maldonado? I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making Isaac his woman? Please. We'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off it in the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
İyi de dükkan açık değil ki ya. Heh, şimdi açıldı. Saçmalık. Yine bu adam.
Let's play horse. I'll be the front end and you can be yourself.
Ne alaka lan?
Just don't know how to dance to bebop.
Sir, Wait, you look familiar.
Hey, from the bar, right? What brings you here?
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney. What can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
Yalan söylüyor.
She was brutally beaten soon after she left the bar. Clem, you sure you didn't drive her somewhere?
What are you suggesting?
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. You already
Şöyle
knew
daha.
Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady.
Aa,
Her
kelepçe
husband went apeshit
konuşacak
one day
sana.
when he caught me talking to her. She had me back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Doğru söylüyor. Çünkü Ford'a bindi.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
I got a call back so that you...
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. They must have seen it during the war.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
İki, beş, üç.
Are you working Friday night? We should go out afterwards.
Hiçbir şey titremiyor.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
It's almost too perfect.
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Get him, Cole. Spin him out. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Dur artık.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
Konuşmuyorlar mı? Konuşmuyorlar.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Oha. Bir koli şey çalıyor şerefsiz. Yuh. O hasarı da ben vermedim ha. Adam verdi. O kendi kırdı. Ama bana yazdı.
Sarge, why the
Ha dur şurayı izleyelim sonra videoyu bitireceğim.
guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show? Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. Sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Evet. Videonun sonu. İzlediğiniz için teşekkürler. Bir sonraki bölümde kalın. Devam edeceğiz. Ben bir kanalıma abone olmayı unutmayın. Hoşçakalın.